Hi, I'm Roger Griffiths, Team Principal of BMW I Andretti Motorsport. I think when I look across other platforms, the main difference between Formula E and, say, more conventional motor racing is it's not afraid to innovate. It wants to do something different. If we look at what Formula E has done, it came in with no preconceptions about what it should be, and it also came in with the intention of trying to do something different. As we look at the new Gen 2 car that we've got for Season 5, I mean, it's one of the most exciting racing cars that I've ever seen. Formula E said, well, let's start with a clean sheet of paper. Let's push convention aside. Let's not start with a rule book and allow the rules to dictate the shape of the car. Let's think outside the box. And in thinking outside the box, they've created this car that's visually dramatic. It's really interesting hearing the cars on the track yesterday. The sound is different to last year. The sound is deeper, it's slightly more angry, but it really fitted the look of the car. I recall conversations around IndyCar where we wanted to do city centre racing, but the residents were really against it because of the noise pollution. Whereas Formula E, people are critical of the noise because it doesn't sound like a V8 Formula 1 engine, but it also means it's much more socially acceptable. So if you have a family and you have young children, you want to bring them to the racetrack, you don't have to worry about them having damage to their hearing. So it becomes a lot more viable for people to come. It means that we can go into city centres. Yes, there is disruption from a traffic perspective, but if you're more than 100 metres away from the racetrack, you'll never know it's there. Formula E has compressed everything into a one-day event. So from a family perspective, you're thinking of one day out of your weekend, which is a lot easier to deal with. Other motorsport formulas, it's 3 days. So you get to see all the action in one short period. For Season 5, the BMW drivers are a friend that we've known for several seasons now, Antonio Felix da Costa. He's been in the championship since day one. Really enjoyed his company. A fun guy to be around, but a super competitive guy on the racetrack. And he's got a new teammate, Alexander Sims. He's a thinking driver. He thinks hard about how the car's behaving, about what he wants from the car and what he wants from his engineering team. Now, Formula E is not just looking at what we do on the racetrack, because it's all very well and good having a green racing car out there. They're looking at the whole sort of cradle to the grave. So the birth of the car, where does it all come from? How do we power that car? Where do we get our electricity from? It's no good having a very green racing car and then have a very dirty solution for generating our electricity. So they're addressing all of this. What Formula E is trying to do is to promote that electrification is the future. It is not only a viable means of transport, it is something that is an acceptable means of transport. The initial idea was to show that an electric passenger car can be exciting, can be fun, can be sexy, can be fast. The world is changing, and we can either be a dinosaur and become extinct, or we can move with it and evolve and become a new species.